Good morning, my lovely. How you doing? This is Hilda from Mickey and My Craft. I'm your host. Today we're embarking in a new journey, and it's called beaded cross stitch. But it's not cross; it's half stitch actually. But before that, something that I forgot in the last video on the post review of the Bright Flower Bright Passion is that we have some bead left, which is good just in case, right? But this is all that it was left from that flower. You see almost everything. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, as long as I finish the other flowers, I will be kind of consolidating the same colors. And but I wanted to show you that. So today we were gonna do the blue poppy, but we're gonna do the lily, because the lily has more lighter colors, especially one. So you got your kit. When you get your kit, right, you're gonna get your cloth, which is soft and it doesn't have any holes, right? And this one has 11 colors. Okay, and they it's very soft. It doesn't have any holes, and you're gonna receive that. I took it out of the box so it will start stretching out. Then you get your beads. You get this. I'm not gonna go over through the whole thing, right? You get your chart, which you can follow. Let me put this aside. And then you get the instructions. Okay? When you get the instructions over here, which we're gonna go over in more detail. Okay? We're gonna do more detail on this one. Into this. Okay. So the first thing that you should do, you should verify that you have your complete set of beads when you get these kits. Okay, I have a couple of unboxings in there. So you're gonna get all the colors, right? You're gonna get the needle. And I don't see, you're gonna get the thread. Oh, here are the needles. They got stuck in here. And you're gonna get the needles. And I'm gonna use the shorter needles, but I was confirmed through the email again by one of the designers that yes, they gave you 2 needles, 1 long and 1 short, for your preference, and also it serves you as a spare in case you lose one. So yeah, so you're gonna confirm that you have all your beads, right? You got all the 11 beads. 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay? So you confirm that you have all your beads, right? And we're going to put them aside. And one another thing that you need, let me take the thread out because we're going to be using this thread. Okay? One of the things that you need to have is some materials. Okay, you need a bead mat. All right, because no matter what you use to put your bead on, the bead mat will serve as a cushion for your beads in case they fall off. Okay, I got this to put my beads and put the numbers on it. It's very important about the numbers because these kids, practically you're learning by association. You associate the color with the number because that's what they put over here for your convenience. They put the color and they put the number. You have this chart to go through, but you don't actually, once you learn, you do a few rows and you learn which color to use, you don't have any problems. Okay, so you're gonna put the beads over here, but in our case, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the beads that are on these few rows that we're gonna do. Okay, so we got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. Okay, we got 3, 2, and we got 8, 9, 10. Okay, so but let's talk about the thread first before we embark on, before I explain you the dynamic of the stitch and we start. When you start, grab about a feet and a half. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a little bit. I usually grab about 36. Yeah, I just blew a raspberry there. About 36 feet, but I'm not gonna do that right now because I want to teach you the stitch. So I got this thread magic, which is good. You know, you don't you can use anything, beeswax or whatever, but this thread needs to be conditioned. It's thin, it's a good thread, it's very soft, right? But it will make knots. So to condition the thread, okay, on this one, let me get you down. I mean, zoom you in or get you down. That sounds weird. So let's do this. So you have these teeth over here where you put the thread on it. Okay, so you're gonna put, like, you know, I use about 3 teeth. And then I hold this last teeth and then, oops, it came off. It shouldn't came off. It shouldn't have. Let me take this, the gladiator out. You put it through here. If it comes off, you just put it back on. That's all there is to it. Okay? So we're gonna go again. Because you only need 1 pass. Okay? You don't need to put that much wax on it. Okay? So now, here's a problem that we have. That thread is gonna fray. It's fraying and it's gonna split in half and make knots if you don't cut that part. So we're gonna thread the needle. I'm gonna grab my needle. Now, this needle, the eye of the needles are very small. Let's see if we can get it to focus on that, on it. I don't know if you, oh, here you go. The eye of the needle is very small, so we have to thread that. So we're gonna cut this part that it seems to fray. Also, you cannot use a threaded that is being frayed. You cannot use a threader. So I'm going to try to thread this the usual way that everybody. And also, I don't recommend that you wet the thread because it also frays on it. Oops. Maybe I need to take off my glasses and me to come closer. Okay. It's coming on. Nope. And it just frayed a little bit. I just have to cut a little bit the top. Not that much. I'm trying to see that you guys can see this. Because, you know, I'm a little... Okay, here we go. We got it. We got it. So now, something that I was going to tell you about this is whether you condition the thread or not, right? You gotta leave a tail because this thread is so soft that when you're doing this movement, right? When doing the stitch, it's gonna move and it's gonna come off. And you ended up with no thread, thinking that you put a bead, and then you have to thread the needle over again. So let's make the knot. Let's see how we're gonna do this knot. Some people are taught, and I was taught about this way, but sometimes it will come out, sometimes it won't. So let's see if this time we can do this. No, that's my second time. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna do the old-fashioned way. If it doesn't work, okay, here it is, it worked. But I want this wheel of thread to come close toward the end. Okay. It fell off on me. Okay. So let's get over it. Okay, but that knot is too small. It's too thin. That little knot in there. Is too thin. And even though, excuse me, even though the fabric doesn't have holes on it, it comes up easily. So let's do this. What I do is I do the old-fashioned thing, right? But then I try to put the thread wheel, you might call it, in top of that knot. So it will make like a double knot in there. And the knot is a little thick. Oops, it didn't come out correctly. We have one knot besides the other one. So we gotta do it again. This time you can choose either one of the knots. It has to be right there in the junction. I don't want another knot in the middle of these two, so I gotta make sure that is being pulled in top of one of the knots. Okay, it came up on top of the first one of this one. Okay, so we're gonna do that, but before we start, we're gonna put the beads on this. Like I say, you can choose any container. You do whatever you is more comfortable to you, but you should add the numbers. Okay, it will be easier, believe me. It will be a lot of ease on you. So now let's plane the stitch and let's go down a little further. And I want to do something in here so it will be more clearer. Okay, so in this set of cross stitches, you're gonna start from left to right. Okay, all the beads have to be facing one direction. Okay, you cannot have one facing this way and the other one facing that way. No, they all, if you notice over here, they all are let me move myself a little bit so it would be easier for both of us, for my hands too. So all you see, all the beads are one way. Okay, so when you start, you're gonna start on the left side. Okay, and on this fabric, on this kit, not on the big one, you have this black line. Okay, one thing that is important to know is that each space must have a bead. Okay, so this one has a black line and you have to put a bead on here. How do I know that? Because the chart, when you go to the chart and you look at the last at the first line, I should say, not the last one. This is the line that is closest to the black line. This one, I'm sorry, this one is the one that is closest to the black line. So, and when you start counting, you're gonna notice it. I notice it on the bright passion bead. Okay, so you're gonna start in here, right? You pick up, you're gonna come from the bottom, because left to right, you're gonna come up through the bottom left and go in through the top right of the dots. It's 4 dots. Okay, you come out of here, pick up a bead, and then you put it on the top right, because in that way the bead is gonna end it up diagonally. Okay, then you come up to the bottom left over here, pick up a bead, and you go up again. Okay, I'm gonna show you both methods, the one that you do one by one, but I'm gonna do it and I'll show you the easiest method. That is the one that you pick up a bead, right? You pick up a bead and then you go through here and go through this one at the same time, or like they say, pick up an extra stitch. So let me explain you over here the same thing. You're gonna start from left to right, right? So you're gonna come out of here, you pick up a bead, and you go in here on this dot. Okay? Then you go down. Then you come up here, you try to align yourself, try to go directly on the, the same direction that is that dot. You pull the needle up, pick up a bead, and then you come up in this one. You go down on this one. Okay? Then goes again. So I'm gonna explain you. Let's do this. We have 8, 9, and 10, and 11, of course, and then 2 and 3. But we're not using number 1 right now. So I'm gonna use number 1 as a number 11, because I do have another one, because I have a kit that I have 30 of them, but I'm not gonna use it right now. So we kind of, sorry about that. 8, 9, 10, and 11, and then the 2 and the 3. Okay. This is when I do check if I have any doubts. Okay, the 2 and the 3. Yeah, we don't have a 1 yet. Actually, the 1 is gonna be this one. This very light. So I'm gonna have to use the other plate or art paint plates. They use them for kids. So I'm gonna use the other paint plate. Sorry about that noise, right? Let me zoom you out, because we are gonna have to use number 1 too. 1, 2, and 3. Right? Let me get this needle with the thread out of the way before it comes off. So let's pour some of them. The advantage of this little plate, because I think we're gonna go through the third road, I want to show you how to secure the beads, how to end it up, which also secures the bead, and how to start again. So we got 8, 9. So just pour the colors that you're going to be using in the next few rows. Don't pour everything, because you know that accidents may happen. And these are not like the diamond drills from diamond paintings. These are smaller beads. Alright. These are between 1.5 and 2 millimeter. Well, that's probably 2 millimeter beads. And then we're going to have some of the 11. Okay. So the advantage of this one is that you can do this. You have a little platform in here where you can put some beads on it. And even if they come off, you eventually will learn the color. We already know that the lightest one is of the green is number 11. So we have 1 and we have 2, 3, right? And then we have 8, 9, and 10. Okay, So let's get started, okay? We're gonna start first with the traditional method, right, of going one by one. Before we start, I want to show you how to pick up a bead for those who want that haven't done it. You cannot be doing this because you will never finish. To pick up a bead, you have the bead over there. You use the start, you know, the pointed part of the needle, and you're gonna get inside, and then you pull it or push it toward the needle and the thread. Okay, and the same thing goes on and on and on and on. So that's all. That's how, because somebody was asking me whether you pick up each bead, and I said no, you pick it up with the needle. Okay, so let me put the camera in a good position so you guys can look the stitches, okay, and you'll be able to see the stitches, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, let's see if we can do this. Okay, remember that I told you that you got to put a bead on each space to the corresponding color. That's why you need to know the color and know the numbers. Okay, it will be easier. So as I said, you're gonna come out. We're gonna do this one by one. You're gonna start from left to right. Okay, this is per instruction. So we're gonna try. We're coming from the back of the cloth, and I'm trying to see if okay, you see right there? We're coming from back of the cloth, right? We have number 11 over here. We already put the beads on the tray, right? We're gonna pick up a bead. They're a little far away, that's why. And we're gonna, for the bead to be diagonally and looking one way, we're gonna insert the needle on the top right of the dot. You're gonna try to find the center of it. Okay, you give it a little tug, not that much. Okay, again, we're gonna pick up a bead. Oh no, I'm sorry, we don't pick up the bead yet. We're gonna come out on the bottom left. This will be the bottom left. This is like a square. You got beads, 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 and you got to understand that this is gonna overlap. So this is the bottom left of this square, and this is the bottom left of this square. Okay, but both square gotta have beads on it. So we're starting over here because you got to do this line. So you're gonna kind of see an imaginary dot in there. You gotta imagine it. You got to try to align. I don't know if you guys saw this. Okay. Remember, you got the 4 dots and 4 dots. This is the left bottom of this square, this is the left bottom of this square, but both square has to be filled out with bead. The same thing goes for everything in the fabric, but we're starting over here because this has to be done. Okay, this line has to be filled out with bead. So this over here is going to be like an imaginary dot that you're gonna see. So let me move the camera a little bit. So now, yeah, I have to move a little bit more so I can put my hands on the table, on my arm. And here you're gonna look for, you pull this, you're gonna try to, you know, go at the same, you can move the bead a little bit, okay, but you're gonna try, let me put the light so we can see it. You're gonna try to come up right through at the same level, right? You can see the needle right in that black line, okay? You're gonna come up, you're gonna pull, pick up a bead. Again, it's a size, it's a color 11, which is the lightest of the green, right? And then you're gonna go through this, through the top right, okay? That's the top right of the next square. Okay, you see how the beads are positioning themselves to look upward. So we go again. A little off in there. It doesn't have to be right in the middle of a line, but it should be at the same level of this, okay? Okay, we got it. Got that one. Ooh, the hair. Now we're gonna pick up another bead, right? We're gonna pick up another bead, and now we're gonna put it on the top right of this square, okay? Remember, you don't pass the needle twice on the same place that you already did. You go to the next one. So we're gonna go this one. And I'm hitting the lamp. That's the noise that you hear clacking. I'm hitting the lamp. So now, here it goes again. Now, you're going to look at the next square and you see that there is another color. That's color number 8, because it's the other light green. This is the lightest one, which is 11. But number 8 is this one. So, we're going to look for number 8. I'm trying to... pick up a bead, right? Did we already went through? No, we haven't gone through. Sorry about that. We have to come back up first. Remember to come back up first, okay? That's why I like the other method. And I'll show you after the 5th bead. So again, we're gonna oops. It should be in the black line right there. Okay, we're gonna pick up the bead, which I almost forgot. Right, and we're gonna go to the top right. Okay, top right, remember, bottom left, top right, bottom left, top right. You come out from the bottom left, you go in through the top right. When you start from left to right, because when we finish this road, it's gonna be a little bit different on the comeback. So here you go. Right. You pull. Right, and now we're gonna pick up number 11, which is the lighter bead. Well, we don't pick it up. First, we gotta go through. Do you see? This is what confused me about the 1 by 1. That's why after this bead, I'm gonna show you an easier way to do it, because you might get confused. And the problem with this thread, if you pull it out for too often, it's gonna fray. It's gonna fray. Okay, it's a good thread in general. It's soft and it goes in and out very well, but you start making too many mistakes and you have to pull the thread too often, it's gonna hurt you. Now we pick up the bead and then we go to the top right. Right? And this is her. Okay, so as you can see, all the beads are looking in the same direction. So now I'm going to show you the other method, but before that, I'm going to put the needle through, right? Because on the left side, bottom left, remember? Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm poking a hole to the fabric because I can hardly see from this far away. Okay, here we go. Now, remember, bottom left, top right. So, in order to do this technique, I turn the cloth this way. This is when I'm coming from left to right, okay? So now, and also you have the advantage, you can have the beads closer to you, okay? So now, we are going to put the dark green on here, okay? Let me see, because this one is a little bit darker. And okay, in order, this is a method where you make an extra stitch. So after you pull the needle up, you're gonna pick up a bead, the appropriate color according to the fabric, right? And then you're gonna put it through the top right, but with the needle straight, not like this and not like this, it's straight. You're gonna come up to the bottom left, right, for the next stitch. And this is a little faster, but you have to be careful that you don't tangle the bead. Okay, so let's go again. We're gonna pick up a bead because we already came out. That's the advantage of this method, the method of the extra stitch, where you position the needle for the next stitch. So we're gonna do this one. Here it is. We're gonna do a few of them. And then I'm gonna do these probably fast forward until we get to the end, okay? So you'll be able to see. Again, you go on the top right. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Here it is. Again, you're gonna go to the top right and coming down here on the bottom left. This is the top right of this square. This is the bottom left of this square. You're gonna fill out this one with a bead and you're gonna get ready to put a bead over here. That's all that this method do. It's not too overthinking, and it's very easy. So let's do this one. Okay, you go through this one. Remember, it doesn't have to be in the same center of it. And remember not to put the needle like this, just straight, okay? Because you are imagining that you have the dot, the bottom left dot in here, okay? Okay. Now we go for the next one. I turned the fabric because this would be easier for you to do it that way. So again, top right, right? You go to the top right, you can see the clacking when you insert the noise, the little click when you insert the needle, and then you're gonna come out again on the bottom left of the next stitch. Okay, let's pick up the next color. Okay, let's go again. We are on the bottom left. We're gonna go to the top right. Oops, I want the needle. Okay, so let's do this. Top right over here. And then bottom left. Okay. Oops. Hold on just a second, because I think that my needle just fell off. I'll be right back. Well, guys, that happened because I wasn't looking at the tail that it was coming out. So that's, like I said before, you have to be in the lookout. I ended up cutting just a little tiny bit of the flare and threading the needle again, okay? So now, let's see. Now we're going to go to the other green, the medium one, which is color number 9. This one. And again, we're going to, let me move myself along with the camera a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna gotta be in the lookout for that tail. You gotta leave a tail, because otherwise you'll be losing either the needle like I just did. I had to grab another needle, another small one. So here it is, the top right. Right? We are in the top right dot, and we're gonna come out. Oops, don't come out yet. We're gonna come out at the black line. And this is another thing to avoid. Okay, good. Okay, so let's try a few more. Here it is. The appropriate color for this one is the light one, number 11. I already know that this is 11, 9, 10, 9, and 8. So let's do this again. The top right, you're going to go in to the top right, and you're gonna bend your needle a little bit and come out at the bottom left. Okay, and when you have a few beads like this, don't worry about it. They're a little wobbly because they're gonna be accommodating themselves, and I want to show you that on the flame flower that I'm doing. Here is the flame flower, right? And if you can see, everything is nice and smooth. And I'm doing a single thread, and nothing is seen in here. Nothing. As when you keep on cross stitching with the C beads, they're gonna accommodate themselves on top of the other, but you can see that all of them are in the same direction. You don't see some of them going that way and some of them going this way. They're all facing the same direction. That's why you have to catch up with the rhythm. The rhythm is gonna get you. Okay. So what you can do is, to make it a little bit stronger, you place flat your work, right? And then you kind of hold the beads like this and give it a little tug of love. Okay, that's it. Not too much. Okay. And I'm looking out for the. Right. So let's do a few more, right? And then I'm gonna shut up and let you watch how to do the rest. Okay? So let's see. I can do it fast forward if you want to. Here it is. Where the hell I did this? Oh, here's a mistake. Oh no, I thought that I put it out from the wrong place and I didn't. So I just have to get the thread out of this entanglement. Yeah, you have to be careful because this thread is thin and it's soft at the same time. So, whoop, now we got it. Again, coming out of the left, going to the top right. Okay. And then we're going for this one. Okay, when this thing start kind of twisting itself, just raise the thing up and then do like this and let the thread hang and it will untwist itself. Okay. It's just that the thread is so soft, but at least it twists. It doesn't knot. Because if you don't, that happened to me on the bright passion flower. If you don't condition the thread, it's gonna knot a lot, along with the twist. Again, I'm trying to see that you see. Okay. It's another green one, dark one. The first line is going to be kind of a little hard because you got to make sure that the needle comes out through that black line. Okay. I'm just picking up beads. I can do a little fast forward, but not too fast so you can see it. Okay. Okay, guys. When you have to be careful when you pull the needle up. Make sure you don't capture the bead before that. Especially when you're gonna go in onto the next one, because that's what happened over here. So let me grab the bead again. Right. Oh, I forgot. No wonder I feel naked on that. Needs a gladiator vest to protect. Okay, let's go again. Go inside the right top dot. Coming out of here. I have to condition the thread because when you have to pull the thread on these cases like these, the conditioning goes away and it starts fraying and stuff like that. So, are you seeing these, guys? So here it goes again. Let's do this one, this road, and when we get over here, I'm gonna show you how to come back. When we get here, come back. It will be from right to left, and it's a little bit different. Remember, you start at the bottom left. You always comes out at the bottom left. Okay? But and then insert the needle at the top right. So Okay, guys. Okay, we are at the end of the road, right? Let me give them a little tug of love. Okay, so we are at the end of the road, right? And we're gonna put the last bead. But now we're gonna go from right to left. When we went from left to right, right? We came out of the bottom left and went into the top right, right? Right here, top right. Now that we're coming from right to left, we're gonna come out from the top right, but we're gonna go bottom left, okay? So let me grab the bead and I'm gonna show you how you're gonna turn around. Now, I'm going to show the method that I'm using, okay? Now, we were doing this. Hold on, we were doing this from left to right. Now, we're going to go from right to left like this because it will be even easier to see the dots. You remember, you got to put the needle through the dots, okay? So, don't worry about this bubbling thing. It's gonna go away. Okay, so on this one, on turning around from right to left, okay, you got your thread coming out of the bottom left, right? You're gonna pick up the bead, right? And you're gonna do as always, put it on the top right over here on the line. You're gonna kind of align over here. But instead of coming out of here, you gotta come out on the top right of the next row, okay? The top right. Again, you're coming out of here on the bottom left, and you pick up the bead, and you're going to do the same thing you have been doing, the top right over here. You're going to try to, you know, kind of eyeball it over here. But instead of coming out of here, which we were doing, you're going to come out on the top right on the next row. So let me show you. Let me make sure you're seeing this. So I'm just eyeballing this. And then I'm eyeballing this one too. Come out of the top, because remember, you got to do the black lines. You got to do the whole thing. And you see how it's there. Now, your thread coming from right to left, your thread is going to come out from the top right, and it's going to go at the bottom left, usually between the beads, okay? And you cannot skip one. I'm going to do a few ones, then I'm going to do the rest one on camera until we get to the end over here, so I can show you how to turn around from left to right. And then when the thread is gone, I'll show you how to close in and then put new thread. Okay, so let's get started. You are coming out from the top right, and you're gonna go through the bottom left. Okay, you're gonna kind of aim for the dot. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just don't put it over here, over here, over here, or like that, any place. No, try to aim. I know that the dot is not that big, you know, so just aim for it and put your needle in. Whoops, this one came up. Put your needle in and then come up at the top next. Row, top right dot. Because remember, I told you you have to put a bead on each one of this. Okay? You cannot come out of the top of this one, because then you're going to skip this line and it's going to be seen. Okay? So now you're coming out from the top right of this square, okay? So you pick up a bead, right? And then you're gonna go to the bottom left, okay? That's the bottom left of the same square. Oops, sorry about that. Again, you're coming out of the top right, and now you're gonna go in on the bottom left of the same square. Okay, let's keep on doing one more, a few more. Again, you're coming out of the top right. Remember, over here, coming from the left, you were coming out from the bottom left. Over here, you're coming out of the, your needle is coming out of the top right. So you're going to go to the bottom left. Like I said, aiming through that dot. And you gotta be careful that the bead doesn't go over the other beads. Okay. So one more time. I'm trying to, because you can wrinkle this anyway. Top right, bottom left. You see it's between the beads, but you never put two on the same place. You go to the bottom left of the next set of two beads, or you go in between of the next set of two beads. You're coming up top right. You're coming out of the top right. You're going in on the bottom left. Oh, come on. Okay. Coming in on the bottom left. And then you bend the needle and go to the top right of the next one. Okay. The top left to the bottom right, left. And then you're going to come out to the top. Let me drink a little bit of soda. Top left, bottom left. I mean top right, sorry. I correct myself. Top right, bottom left. Coming the needle out of the top right, the needle and the thread coming in. And here you go to do the next stitch. Okay, I'm going to do that. Okay. So I'm gonna finish this row of camera, and then when we are at the end over here, I'm gonna show you how to turn around again, okay? Okay, I'll be right back. Well, guys and girls, we are on the last bead. And by the way, Mickey's on the house because I just took him out of the cage. He was sleeping. So now we're going to go on the last bead. And I'm about to run out also of thread, right? And we're going to go back again from left to right. Remember, left to right, you come out on the bottom left, and you're going to go up in through the top right of the dot. Let me get this out of the way. Okay? You come out of the bottom left and you go right on the top. So let's do this one. For this one, in this case, right? Remember, in the other side, you don't put the bead over here. You go put it over here and go directly to the top. But on this case, you have to, okay? Because remember, we're coming from the top and you got to go to the bottom left. So this is the bottom left because we're coming from right to left. And this is the bottom left. You kind of, you know, eyeball it, right? A little bit inside. Okay, you kind of eyeball it, and then you're gonna come out and you're gonna eyeball it over here too, right? Okay, let's do this. And the needle has to be straight. I'm just trying to do this through the viewfinder. Okay, so it came out. Okay, and you got your last bead on that road. Okay, because coming from right to left, you come out of the top, which was happened, and then you go into the left. Now we're gonna turn around the cloth again, right? Because now we're coming from left to right, and from left to right, right? You come out of the bottom left and you go to the top right. So you do the same thing as you did in the beginning. And I forget that I don't have my glider with my finger. Okay, so let's do this. The top right and the bottom left, because now it's gonna be the top right and the bottom left. Top right and the bottom left of the next square. And you kind of eyeball it again. But go inside the dot. Don't go outside. Don't do this. You're coming out over here, right? You're gonna go in here. But when you come out, try to come out over here. Close to it. Doesn't have to be the same center, okay? It can be close to it. Doesn't have to be the same center. It can be, you know, inside the dot, but don't come out of here or out of here or from all the way back. No, just right there. Just right there. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up that color, which is this one. Going to the top, coming out to the left. Okay. So I'm going to do it until, oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Coming out of the left. Come on, baby. Be a good boy. Okay. Come out of the left, go into the top. Remember not to puncture the previous thread or go inside the bead, which has happened to me. Okay. Ooh, what's the matter, baby? Who's bugging you? Hmm? Oh, you give kisses to mommy. Mommy's gonna pick you up in a little while, okay? Mommy needs to finish here. Okay. Going to the top. Okay. Now it's getting to. Okay. Going in through the top, coming out on the left side, top right. To the left. And keep hitting the lamp. That clacking that you hear is my lamp. And now I got lost over here. And my lamp went too far away. Okay. Because I gotta see where I'm going. Let me repeat. From left to right, you're coming out of the top of the bottom left, right? Bottom left of this square. And you're gonna come in on the top right. And then you're gonna, on that same square, then you're gonna come out on the bottom left of this square. Okay? And going to the top right. Oh, okay. I forgot to pick up the bead. Okay, bottom left, top right. Bottom left of the square, top right of that square. And then you're coming out of the bottom left of this next square. Oops, sorry again. Sorry about that noise. That's my Ring's doorbell. It has a camera, and every time that anybody is up front, it's gonna vibrate. Let me put it away, far away. So now it's getting too short, and the tail is coming off little by little until it comes out of the come on, come on, come on, come on. Here you go. That's what you wanted, or no? Yeah, that's what you wanted. Okay. Remember not to puncture this thread or go inside the hole of the bead, okay? So, okay. One more. Or two more. And then we're gonna change thread. Okay, so this is your last bead. I mean, not your last bead, but you just run out of thread. Let me put you back. Let me zoom you out. You just run out of thread. You might think that is a lot of thread, but remember, you want to make the bead sturdy on it, okay? So you pick up a bead. You're coming out of the left side. This is how you're gonna finish this thread. You're gonna come out and you're gonna go in, but instead of coming out of the left side, you're gonna come out on the same place that the thread came out previously, okay? You're gonna come out of here. Oops. You're going to come out of there. This is where the thread came out. You pick up the bead, you're gonna go in on the top right, but you're gonna come out where the thread came out, okay? And you're gonna do this little thing like we do in cross stitch, and stamp cross stitch, like making a little knot. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through the bead. Okay, we're gonna make it 2 passes. You're gonna go through the bead. You're gonna go down on the same place that you put the bead down. Okay, you're gonna come back up again from where the thread was, came out in the first place, and then you're gonna come back again through the bead, right? Go down, and then on the back you turn the cloth, and you're gonna make a knot. I usually make a couple of them. Yeah, I'm the one who said never say never. Yeah, as you can see, my thread is about to come out, and I don't want to go through all that trouble again. And it's getting frayed, so it's gonna get knotted. So what I do is I go into the next one and make another knot. Sorry about that. And let's go to the next ones. And then you see how easy it came off? That's what I like to finish it up. And if you can see, there's not much left and it's fraying, okay? So I'm gonna get ready the thread for the next one. Again, is you have to condition it, okay? So I'm gonna get, so I can teach you how to put the next bead on this side, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Now, I got my thread, my long, very long thread, because this time I'm gonna take what I usually use. And remember, we're coming out on the left and going in on the right side. So you're gonna do the same thing over here, right? Where am I? Right there. You're gonna come out. No. Now, you gotta be careful you don't go through the bead. So you're gonna come out from the dot, right? You don't pull too much. You're gonna pick up the bead. You're gonna follow the same thing as you did when you close over here. The only difference that this time we're gonna continue putting beads. So let me show you. We're gonna go down here, and then we're gonna come back up from where the thread is coming out, okay? And we're gonna give it also 2 passes because we wanna anchor this bead, okay? You have a long thread because this time, you know. And then gonna go through here We went through the bead. We're coming in, out again on the same place that we anchor the bead. And then we're going to come out of here again. Okay. We're going to come out of here from the back. Oops. No, 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 no. We're going to go back through the bead again because we're going to give it a twice pass. So it will be sturdy. If you want to do a third one, that's up to you, whatever makes you comfortable. So now we're going to go back in. We're going to start putting beads again. We're going to go back in here, right? And then we go without a bead because you're not going to pick up a bead yet. You're putting this one. You're anchoring this bead, okay? So we go back in again. Come out of the next left, bottom left, right? Now you pick up a bead. Okay? And keep on doing. I'm gonna do a couple. More. And you continue. And you have a very sturdy bead to start off. Again, remember, we're coming from the left to right. If you want to know, here's something that I'm just thought about it. When you're coming from the left to right, your print is going to be toward your right. Okay, that's how also you can, a trick that you can know whether you were coming from, okay? You're coming from the left to right, your print is going to be the print of the fabric, you know, it's going to be on your right side. However, I'm going to show you this. Hold on. This is something you have to be careful. Okay. However, if you're coming from right to left, the print of the fabric, the remaining of the fabric is going to be on your left side. That's how you're going to know. Okay? So, to recap, let me put you away. Let me zoom you out so I don't hit you anymore. So, to recap, okay, we did this. Let me put it a little tuck over here. We started this beautiful lily, right? The beads, you can see they're accommodating themselves, and they're all of them, they go on the same direction, and you don't see the thread. You might see it close, very close, but far away. And remember, with diamond drills, with diamond painting, if you put the painting too close, you're going to see the gaps, whether it's a round or a square. But if you put the painting far away, you're not going to see it. Okay? So to recap, when you receive your kit, make sure you check for the beads, you know, that you have all the colors. Okay. When you are going to get ready, use whatever container is most appropriate for you, but I strongly suggest that you use the number. Okay, it's gonna be easier for you. I'm gonna put all these away because I'm not gonna do more of this. I'm gonna put them back in the package. Okay, so you just put the beads, whatever container you have, but I suggest that you strongly suggest that you mark it with the number of the colors that are in the fabric. Okay, once you pick up the thread, right, you pick up whatever amount. If you're starting, try to take about a feet and a half, 12 to 18 inches, and then you condition the thread, right, whatever it is, one beeswax or this one. So far I'm very well satisfied with this one. Okay, this one comes in a package. Let me see, I think I have it over here. It comes in here, this. Okay, and over here it tells you the benefit and advantages. Okay, so you condition the thread, then you do the knots. I show you on the at the beginning how to knot it, and remember, use a single strand. Okay, don't use the double strand. And pull, tug, and lightly. You see how nice and neat it's coming out. No wrinkles, like the Bright Passion. Although it turned out okay, it looks okay on the frame, but I have to do a lot of whole, maneuver in order to be able to put it in the frame. So then I show you how to come from left to right. You start from the left to the right, right? And then when you come up back over here, I'll show you how to turn around and come from right to left. And I show you the faster way where you can do the extra stitch. And remember, when you come from left to right, and when you're gonna do that technique, you put the fabric this way, and the print is gonna be on the right side, on your right side. If you coming from right to left, the fabric, the print is gonna be on your left side. This switch around of the fabric is for the technique, because it would be easier for you to see the dots, okay, where you have to come out and you have to put in your needle. Okay, I'm gonna try to put the chapters so it will be easier for you to look around while you're doing this. But I suggest you watch the video again, watch me doing the whole thing, and then you try. And since I'm going to be putting the chapters, it will be easy if you have a doubt about anything to look for it. Okay? I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments, or you can shoot me an email, or you can DM me through Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so thank you for watching. We might do a stitch along of this, and have a wonderful week. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Don't forget to hug and kiss your fur baby from Mickey and I. Yeah, Mickey's around in the house. You can hear his paws. So until the next one, much love and peace to all of you. Okay? Bye.